Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to F1 2019 Career Mode. Now, I need to do some explaining. So basically, with start of Season 1, I came in a bit late and I wasn't able to get any content, so I'm going to start from Season 2 of a Career Mode. Now, I need to explain a few things. Firstly, we have two driver transfers. Lando Norris come back to McLaren, and Carlos Sainz, my former teammate, going from McLaren to Racing Point. In Season 1, Lewis Hamilton was the world champion, and Mercedes were the Constructors' champions. Yeah, and in constructors, we actually beat Red Bull, and this is the performance chart. You can see it's very tight between the four of us: Renault, McLaren, Red Bull, and Racing Point. Now qualifying.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Right, so here we're on our first qualifying run. It was a pretty bad run.
You're in the top 10 now.
I mean, at first we're in P3, but then we drop all the way down to P14. Now before I talk about qual Q2, I'm going to say it's a bit wet. It started to rain actually, but still drying out for slick tires. Anyway, driver transfers. So, Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen to Renault, Nico Hulkenberg to Mercedes. What else? It was drive transfers were mad this season. But come to the end of this lap, you can see it's quite raining, but still dry enough for wet tires. Let me just check my notes. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen to Renault, Nico Hulkenberg to Mercedes, Daniel Ricciardo back to Red Bull, so he's alongside Pierre Gasly now. And yeah, Hamilton to Ferrari, and he's teammates with Vettel. That is certainly something to watch out this season. So, here we go. We are at the end of our second one. We go faster in Q2.
We're 15th in the speed trial.
We had to improve
58.
because our first run was on medium tires and it would have gotten us 9 to Q3 at all. So we get in for a second run. I was kind of hoping that no one would go for a third run, and that's exactly what happened. Everyone stayed in pits because they were like, it's too wet. So for like the final couple of seconds, we'll ride along with Daniel Ricciardo and his new home in the Red Bull team. That's simply lovely indeed. So here we are at the end of Q3, and we have made it in P8. But unfortunately, Lando Norris has been knocked out, as well as Lewis Hamilton in his new Ferrari, and Daniel Ricciardo in his new Red Bull. Both Red Bulls knocked out. Of course, now they are the 5th best team, I believe, 5th or 6th best team. So they're not doing too well, but no, they have a chance to bring it back. Carlos Sainz and Racing Point, my former teammate in P9, so he'll be one to watch this season. Also, I did simulate the F2 rivals in this career mode. I did in my other one, but that was a bit of a mess. So in this one, we just have the normal 2019 drivers and myself, so that's good. Also, if you're wondering who's missing, Lance Stroll was kicked out of Racing Point, but here we are. Final corner. Surprisingly, even in these conditions, we managed to go P1.
You've just put in the fastest lap.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race.
So we went fastest. Look, Grosjean down there in the inters. We're 4/10 faster than Mercedes, which is crazy because the performance gap between Mercedes and Ferrari was stupid. Like Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren was stupid. And Mercedes and Ferrari in their own league at this point.
It's a place we know very well indeed. It's Albert Park. The story of the season begins here then with the Australian Grand Prix, and it's time for the first chapter to be written. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver. former F1 competitor, former world champion, and as he tells me all too often, an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, first time racing these cars. What are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
Oh, thanks, Frosty. It's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, one of the biggest things is reliability. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology, and this first Grand Prix of the season is going to push them to the limits. So the most important thing today is to stay out of trouble, get to the end of the race and keep everything in good condition.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Iceman lines up on pole position with Nico Hülkenberg alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Leclerc, Magnussen, Sainz, Grosjean and Pierre Gasly, Hamilton, Norris, Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo, Russell, Perez, Daniel Kvyat and Robert Kubica, Albon and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, as we're going to restart, I started to see if I could do soft to medium, but it won't work. So soft to hard is a strategy. Fill a bit more fuel, and I'd just like to say, these racers on controller, I quote unquote sold my wheel. So next couple races will be on the controller. So just a heads up. That's my setup. Very simple. Yeah. Now to the races. We go to 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix. As we go to the lights out, and we are underway. We get a good start actually by Hülkenberg, and Audi actually get a better one, which I don't blame them. Better engines and stuff. So the Hülkenberg goes down our inside, and we managed to stick around the outside. Look at that, Max Verstappen in his new home in the Renault car. Goes down the inside of Hülkenberg and myself, but I managed to just extend my steering lock a bit and cut him off. So while they're fighting, I try to gain an advantage per se. Oh man, I felt that. So yeah, that was the end of lap 1. Obviously said fast lap because I'm the first one on track, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have my bottom handed to me by the Mercedes and the Ferraris, because if we look back now, Hülkenberg is catching fast, and it's only a matter of time until he overtakes me, and that happens midway through lap 2. So through the S's, purple sector 2, but I don't believe that. And now here comes Nico Hülkenberg with the speed of the Mercedes, and well, I thought he was gonna dive on my inside, but he didn't. Which thank you, mate. Are you gonna let me lead for 2 laps? Let's find out. Here we go. Final 2 corners. They're right on my bumper. Hülkenberg and Vettel are. So here we go. Final corner. Try to get a good exit onto the straight. Pulling away, but Hülkenberg he's pulling on me, and I just stay ahead just before lap 3, and then Hülkenberg just round the outside runs away. Next up, Vettel, down the inside at this turn, leading to this really long left. I try to block him off, he slows down a lot. But of course, Ferrari engine versus my Renault engine. He closes up quite quickly, and ooh, I heard some contact. He didn't spin, which is good. Means no penalty for us, I believe. Yeah, not even a warning either. And now here, after the straight, down the inside goes Sebastian Vettel. I try to stay around the outside, but I don't have as much downforce, and on a controller it was never going to work, so rip me. There goes P2. But at the moment it seems like I can hold on to P3. But you can see Vettel is already running away. Look at Nico. He overtook me 2 laps ago and he's already just checked out. So yeah, lap 8, here we go. First pit stops, myself, Vettel, and Hülkenberg come in, as well as some others behind. Into the pits we go now. Look at that, the Mercedes already out, the Ferrari's already out. I don't want to get held up by the guys behind, so I need these guys to do a quick pit stop. I've pit stop fishing level 2, and Jesus Christ, 2-second pit stop. That was well done, boys. That's all I can say. Well done. 2 seconds.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the the exit.
I
We'll
blow
receive
up
a
the
penalty
engine
for
on
dangerous
exit.
driving if you cross over
And
into
we
its
are in
area.
P16 behind Giovinazzi but ahead of Leclerc, which is interesting. But I noticed some things were going on. I'll just show you this Giovinazzi overtake in between. A lot of the AI, and I mean a lot of them, went for the soft tires. So I'm sitting here thinking like, is this one stop gonna pay off, or was this a mistake? Because it seems like a lot, if not all the AI are gonna do a 2-stop. So yeah, look at that. Jeff was even saying Hamilton, he's on soft tires, which is interesting. So I don't know which strategy is gonna be faster, but I think it's left up to the AI to see if they have the pace to pull it off. Now P8, lap 10, onto lap 11. Catching up some people who have not pit yet, but I think by the end of this we will be up into P3 again, which would be a nice comfortable stop. But before then, look at that Hamilton, the Ferrari. It's no easier to say now. Just breezes past us. There he goes, Raikkonen into the pits.
Lando is in the pits. Lando in the pits.
And so is Lando. Very nice, very nice. Now we're up into P6. Here comes Charles Leclerc in the Renault trying to overtake me, DRS. First part he doesn't get me, I get a mediocre run through turns 1 and 2. And now Leclerc, he's gonna come at me high speed. But as of now, nothing happens. Look at Hamilton overtaking Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, the Red Bull car is quite poor now in our career mode, so that's an interesting thing to watch as the season goes on. So activate DRS, trying to chase Ricciardo. We don't send it down the inside, not on Danny Rick. Oh, not yet anyway, but we do here down the inside. Look at that, simply lovely move, as one young Max Verstappen would say. But Ricciardo is back down our inside, go around the outside, and we just get the move done and dusted. Now into this turn we have DRS, but no slipstream. Leclerc has DRS and slipstream, so he will be catching up, but not as much as if I didn't have DRS. And yeah, we kind of go on lap 13. I'm in P5, Hamilton's in P4, so that's something. But look at that, yellow flags, yellow flags. Something has happened. It's Charles Leclerc. He is out of the race with an engine failure. Oh, the Renault car. Ah, that's a big pity. Now his teammate Max Verstappen, also on soft tires, is attacking me, trying to overtake. I'm defending for my life because I don't want to lose this position, but look at that, the Renault car. And I dive down inside, but Max gives me no room. Almost spin out, but you know, everything's fine after that. But then you see Bottas goes in pits, and that reminds me, oh wait, a lot of people still have to make a pit stop, but look, Sebastian Vettel's out of the race. The poor man is Ferrari. So yeah, a lot of people are going to make a second pit stop, which means I technically have a strategic advantage. But I don't have a tire advantage, so if these guys have the pace, they can catch up to me. And well, spoiler alert, that kind of sort of happens. Now we have, I'm up into P2 again, which I'm happy about, yay. Nico Hülkenberg, he's checked out of this race basically, so we can't touch him. But Lewis Hamilton right behind me in his Ferrari car. I'm gonna hate saying that, but look at that, he's right behind me, right up my gearbox. This could be a problem, and it definitely will be as I try to defend with higher ERS mode, but I changed race modes too late. But look at the Ferrari, it's a bullet in a straight line, mate. There's no chance of keeping up. So yeah, and well, Hamilton, he engages the hammer mode and carries on, ditches me behind, which is a shame, but hey, at least Bottas won't catch me. Right, there goes our podium, and our, well, at least we finished P4 and P5, which is, I have to say, that's pretty good, you know. End of the race, P4 and P5 for McLaren. Well done, lads. So, as we saw, Nico Hulkenberg won the race. He checked out after he overtook me, basically. There was no touching him. Hamilton second, Bottas third with fast lap. I won fourth. Lando in fifth, Max in sixth, Perez in seventh, Gasly in eighth, Magnussen in ninth, Grosjean 10th. Lando Norris, that was an excellent drive from P12 to P5. Shows that our McLaren really has some pace. So I'm looking forward to the future. Now we have some highlights of the race. Yeah, it was a fun race to race, I will admit. Actually, before we get to the race highlights, we have the standings, and look at that, Vettel and Leclerc DNFing. That's disappointing. Right, so, end of the race, beating Lando, and I chose Grosjean as our second rival. Things are going well, as you can see. Why do I have so many rivalry points? It's continuation of Season 1, so guess it bounces out. Reputation increase, closer to veteran. Thank you. I actually didn't see Claire at the end of the race, which was weird if I'm 110% honest, but these things happen. So I have a lot of resource points. I want to get an upgrade. Can't afford the ultimate engine power, but I can afford one of the majors, I think. I don't know why, and by thought, do I want fuel consumption closer to fuel consumption, or ERS? And I chose the one with ERS because that would make it easier to get that ultimate ERS upgrade. So I decided to go with the was it intercooler? Yep, intercooler. That's gonna come in for China. Now, obviously, being with McLaren for a season, I expect that upgrade to fail, because the amount of upgrades that's failed with McLaren has been stupid. It's a miracle that for this season we got every upgrade, but I guess you have to live with that and a lot of other things.